没有，不舒服。确实。下1年。
我会迟到1个小时。
他不是跟你一起？
因为我去厕所。
他有一个那个4月9号开始，
哦，那个。
4月9号开始，5月5号上面，然后5月5年的会公布一个我觉得可以去考虑一下，因为我有那两个东西，他们都有问，哪怕我自己的那个花时间那么6月份的话，我连手臂到发现都没有，所以手臂他们也会问，然后我也理解他们讲。新加坡的那个B T 对象，公司会问你，他们可以认知到你的，这个是怎样解决问题，怎样改变我们，对。之前那个AWS不过我也很想要自己的时间。
就是那个模的点，然后隔壁河边。
不要过在有真的不要太过在有的时候讲，需要那个很好讲话。而且你也可以讲，你可以存，他们也给我推荐，给我解释一下一些图纸啊，有 S。
这样子我拿容易，我没到笔了，我没到笔了。你可以用手指。我的那不能接，我的那个你是可以用的，可是用口水需要不接了。你早上没直播的带我，应该是这次我拿错了。我没去做那个市场调查，不敢现在对我意思。今天我是被当废了。我也没说，就是我。我不是就是就是两个不会有时候分不到，人家除了它跟进一起，它都是变得是就变成谷歌的东西，它谷歌的东西不一定有用，然后这个电子不一定有用。它真的还很惨。也是中文标准，那不是中文的，因为它有一我不知道在哪一个，只是在我就看到
你现在可能是一个多学时间，我觉得是可以的。任务期间讲极短一点的，你还是你的学生，好点。现在过来，爸爸站过来看看。
爸爸做把手机。
下2秒再去把2下放到2个头两个。
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Feel good? Very good. Feel stressed? Okay, how stressed? Very stressed? Little bit? Medium? A million little bit. It means very high pressure, very stressed. Okay. Sometimes stress, sometimes relax. Okay. If all the time relax, boring. All the time stress, no good. So sometimes relax, sometimes it's stress. Okay, life is like that. Okay. So chapter 3, okay. So chapter 3 is quality management and assurance. So this chapter is about managing software quality. So from chapter 1, you have seen this. Project manager need to face 3 major constraints. So project manager need to develop system on time, within budget, and to the required quality. So project manager need to complete project on time. Okay, should not spend more than what is allocated, and also need to meet quality requirements. Okay, quality for software quality is important. Okay, so for software quality is important. So this is an example of problem, consequences of software with low quality. You read? Okay, you read. So the consequences of software with low quality. Okay, so this is one of the consequences of software with low quality due to bugs. Okay, example 2, read. Okay, example 2, so this problem is also due to bug. Okay, example 3. So this is the amount. This is pay for negative because this is the amount. This amount of money has been paid to someone. That's the reason for the negative. Okay. Okay, software with low quality. Can you give one example? You have used many software before. So do you remember the software that is of low quality? or high quality? Prototype.
With low quality.
Okay, what kind of prototype?
拿去修，给它
Any commercial software that you use before, it is of low quality, it cause you problem.
没人修，
This one.
给它
Cannot click. Okay. You click, nothing happen. So, cause confusion, annoying. Okay.
Shopee also low quality. Yeah, like the product.
Is clickable or not clickable?
Huh?
The button is clickable or not clickable?
It gives the response, the visual response, but nothing actually gets updated. The state does not get updated, the form does not get updated.
Okay. So you click something but it doesn't give you any feedback. Is it something like that?
It gives feedback, but there's no actual output.
Oh,
When you
okay.
click a checkbox, it says, oh, but it doesn't take. It doesn't take.
Okay.
It shows you click, but it doesn't take.
Confusing. Okay. Let me share this with you. Okay, so after the computerization of one particular process, the new system is not better than the previous manual system. So there's a computerization project to replace a manual system with a computerized system. So the previous one is a manual system. It's simple, straightforward. Okay, so only need 5 to 10 minutes to fill in the expense reimbursement form. Okay, but using the computerized system, it took much longer. So expense reimbursement means, okay, an employee go outstation to do office work. Okay, go outstation to do office work. Okay, so using own car, pay for own petrol, pay for toll, pay for hotel accommodation. So when job is completed, go back to office and claim back the expenses. So this is expense reimbursement. Okay, so using manual system is simple and straightforward, can be finished in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and submit to the boss for approval. Okay, but using the computerized system, it took much longer. This is what I suspect. Maybe the development team didn't do enough task analysis. Okay. When development team didn't do enough task analysis, that means the team does not understand how people apply for expense reimbursement manually using paper forms. Okay, so if your team had done this, the team should be able to develop a better system. So the new system match with what the computerized system does. Okay, so this will not cause any confusion. Alright, so this system, the computerized system, is worse than the manual system. Okay, so reason is it is hard to use and it is confusing. Okay, hard to use and confusing. That's why people took longer time to submit expense reimbursement. Alright, TOC is table of content. Okay, so I'll skip this one. Alright, so the importance of software quality. It is important that software has high quality. So reason number one is organizations are relying more on computer system. Okay, so more and more organizations are computerizing their operations. So high quality software will increase productivity. So why company want to do computerization is because they want to increase productivity to reduce operating costs. Okay, and most safety critical systems have built-in software. So high quality software will ensure system function as expected in all situations. Alright. So in safety critical system, so software should function as expected in all situations. Okay, so whether it is in daytime, nighttime, raining time, and so on. Okay. So meaning of quality, okay? So the meaning of quality here says, so what's the meaning of quality? So here says quality simply means the product meet its specification. So when you want to make a product, okay, you need to have a product specification. Okay, so when your product meet its specification, it is a quality product. Maybe is it a quality product? Mercedes is a quality product. Each of them has its own specification. Okay, each of them has its own specification. If you develop and meet the specification, it is a quality product.
Product customer quality.
I'm happy with it. Okay, I'm happy with it. Okay, when planning for quality, okay, so when planning for quality, select the most important quality attributes for the software being developed. Alright, so this one, I put it, this page here, okay, so the details here you can find in appendix 3.1. Appendix 3.1. So there's one appendix 3.1 is a PDF file in the Google Classroom. You open it, you can find this part. These are some of the software quality attributes: functional suitability, performance efficiency, compatibility, usability, force usability, appropriateness, learnability, operating. These are sub attributes. So this is the main one. Okay, so the text in bold are the main quality attributes. So underneath are the sub attributes. So when you plan for quality, so you choose, okay, the most important quality attribute for your software. So there are many, okay, there are many. It is not that the more you choose is the better. Okay, it is not the more you choose, the better is your software. So you see which attributes are important for your software. Okay, so conflicting software quality attributes. As you can see here, there are many quality attributes. Some are important to the customers and some are important to the developers. Functional suitability, performance efficiency, usability, these are examples of quality attributes which are important for the customer. So which one you think is important to the developer? Most of the quality attributes here are important for customers, but some are important to the developers. So which one is important to the developer? Yeah, maintainability. Okay, so maintainability. Okay, but when you choose software quality attributes, I think you should give priority to the customer. Okay, so you should give priority to the customer. Okay, so when planning for quality, select the most important quality attributes for the software being developed. Okay, after you select the most important quality attributes, then develop a quality specification for the product. Okay, so this is what the software quality specification should contain. Okay, so you specify the quality attribute here, the quality attribute that you want to achieve, the definition of the quality attribute, okay, how you want to measure. The unit of measurement here is how you want to measure this quality attribute. Okay, so specify how you want to measure the quality attribute. Okay, then the practical test of the extent to which the attribute quality exists. Okay, so you have to find out whether or not this quality attribute exists, if it exists, to what extent. Okay, so the worst value which might be acceptable if other characteristic compensated for it, and below which the product would have to be rejected. So for this quality attribute, what's the minimum acceptable level, and what is your target range, and now, okay, and now what's the value? Okay, so this is a software quality specification. Okay, example 1. So example 1, okay, so this is the desired quality attribute. So this is the quality attribute that you aim to achieve for your software. User error protection. Okay, so the definition of this quality attribute is degree to which the system protects users against making errors. Okay, so unit of measurement, how are you going to measure this quality attribute? So here says use a scale from 0 to 100. 0% indicate no error protection. Okay, 100% means completely foolproof against user errors. Okay, so for this quality attribute, okay, so I measure it using a scale from 0 to 100%. So meaning of 0, meaning of 100%, okay, spell it out. Okay, so now we want to test whether or not this quality attribute exists. So what you can do is you can count number of input fields with constraint. So you count number of input fields with constraints, meaning you count number of fields with drop-down list, with radio buttons. These are input field with constraint. Radio buttons. How many fields with radio buttons? How many fields with drop-down list? Those are fields with constraints to prevent user from making errors. So you also count number of input field without constraints, but with helpful labels or instructions. For some fields, you cannot apply constraint, but you may put a short description or some helpful labels. Okay, example like name. So if name there's only one field, okay, name there's only one field, you may specify surname, middle name, surname, then middle name, last name. Okay. So this is to ensure that people key in the what? Key the name in the correct sequence. Okay, so this is also to prevent user from making errors. So this is A, this is B. Okay, and also number of input field without constraints and without labels of instruction. That one is C. So A plus B plus C is the total number of input fields in your system. Okay. So user error protection, what is minimally acceptable? At least 80% of protection. So for this quality attribute, minimally acceptable is 80% of protection. Excuse me. So A plus B over A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C is the total fields in the system times 100%. So you have to set a target. Okay, you have to set a target. This is the minimum that you will accept, at least 80% level of protection. Your target is 90 to 100% of protection. Okay, so this is to enhance user satisfaction. So now is below 70%. So have you achieved the quality requirements? Okay, now is below 70%. Have you achieved the quality requirements? Okay, answer is no. So answer is no, that means you have to improve your system. Okay, so software quality specification is to guide the development process to ensure the final product meets the desired quality standard. Okay, so you have not meet the requirements, so you have to improve the system until you achieve the required quality. Okay, example 2. Okay, usability is the desired quality attribute. So definition is, this is a definition of usability, how easy it is to use the system. Okay, how to measure usability? Okay, so you measure the time required to learn how to perform a task. Example, the task is pay 1 hour of street parking for the first time using the system. Okay, so the scale here is time. So you use time to measure usability. Okay, so you need to test. Okay, so you need to test your system whether your system has this usability desired quality attribute. If yes, to what extent? Okay, so run usability test with 10 users, record the time each user took to pay for his or her street parking. Okay, so this is test. So minimally acceptable, maximum 6 minutes. Maximum 6 minutes is acceptable, but your target is can finish in 2 to 5 minutes. So now it's 3 minutes after 3 times of system redesign. Okay. So have you met the desired product quality? Yes or no? Yes, sir? Okay. You want example 3? Okay, this is example 3. So the desired quality attribute is maintainability. Okay, so the desired quality attribute is maintainability. So this is a definition. The ease with which the program can be corrected if an error is encountered, adapted if its environment changes, or enhanced if the customer desires a change in the requirements. Okay, so scale. How are you going to measure this quality attribute is based on percentage of command lines in the program. Okay, so test you want to find out whether or not this quality attribute exists or not. If yes, to what extent? So this is what you can do. Count the total lines of code, count the total number of command lines. So minimally acceptable command lines over total lines of code, minimum is 30%. That means the minimally acceptable is you should have at least 30% of command lines in the program. So target is 30 to 40% of command lines in a program. So now is 20%. Okay, now is 20%. Did you achieve this? quality attribute? Okay, answer is no. So that means if now is 20%, the degree of maintainability is low. Okay, because of low command lines. Okay, so you have to increase the number of command lines in the programs to at least 30%. Okay, but target is up to 40%. Okay, so if you have achieved this target range, okay, the program is maintainable. Okay, program is maintainable. It is easy to maintain. There is a quality specification for maintainability. Okay. You want to take screenshot?
Okay.
So okay, so let's say now is 40%. So let's say now is 40%. That means we can say that the program is of high quality. So why it is important to have a software quality spec? So it is good to have a software quality spec to give you the direction, okay? To give you the direction, okay? To give you the direction to develop the software to achieve what kind of desired quality. Okay, so this is to give you the direction for system development. Okay, whether you want to achieve for usability, whether you want to achieve for maintainability, performance, efficiency, and so on. Okay, so the reason for this software quality specification is to give you the direction for software development. Okay, you must have a target to achieve. Okay. So software quality management activities. Okay. So three in quality management. Okay. So in quality management or to manage quality, there are three main activities. First is quality assurance. So quality assurance is to develop an organization framework. So framework is procedure and standard that will lead to high quality software. Okay, then quality planning. Select appropriate procedure and standard from the framework and adapt it to a specific software project. So here you develop an organizational framework. Okay, the procedure and standard that will lead to high quality software. So quality planning is to select appropriate procedure and standard from the framework. So QC is to execute processes to ensure that the software development follow the procedure and standard. So normally QC is to do checking. Okay, so the processes to do checking. So whether or not you have followed the procedure and standard. So let me use FYP to explain to you what is QA, QP, and QC. Okay, so QA here says to develop an organization framework, procedure, and standard that will lead to high quality software. Alright, so here what we have developed is for students who are doing FYP, they have to submit proposal. Okay, so they have to submit proposal, right? Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is design, and then submit portfolio 1. So these are the procedure for FYP1. Then followed by write chapter 5, 6, 7, and submit final report. Okay, finish. So these are the procedure, okay, to do FYP. So standards. So the black color text represent procedure. Okay, so the black color text represent procedure. To complete your FYP, what are the things that you need to do? Submit proposal, write chapter 1 to 7, then submit final report. I make it simple. Okay, I may skip some steps. Okay, so I make it simple. These are the procedure. So standards. Okay, so what are the standards? We have Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, 1, Form 4, 2, and also final report formats. These are standard. So these are standard for collecting information from students. Alright? Form 1, Form 2, Form 3 are standard information for collecting information from students. So we also have standard forms, okay, to record student student appointments with the supervisor. These are the two forms used to record appointments between student and supervisor. Form 4.1 is for appointment during FYP1. Form 4.2 is a form used for FYP2. So we have all these standard forms. That means all students record all this information using standard forms. Okay. So if you do not have these forms, we do not set these standard forms. So let's say we do not provide students with a final report format. What will happen? Different students will submit the final report with the condensed. One student may have 5 chapters, another student may have 7 chapters. There's no standard. So the final report format is to enforce, okay, what are the chapters that must be included, okay, and the parts in each chapter, and the format, and the report format. If this is not given to student, different students will submit the report in different format. Okay, some will have cover page, and some will not have cover page. Okay, one cover page will maybe different from another student cover page. If there's no standard, right? If different students submit final report in different format, when people come and see the student report, why all the reports, the formats are different? Okay, it looks like there's no standard. So standard is to ensure that all reports, okay, have the same content and looks the same. Okay, so that's QA. Alright, so QA is to establish, okay, so to develop all these procedure and standards. If you don't have this, what will happen if you don't have this? What will happen if you don't have this framework? what you have to do will depends on the supervisor. Okay. What you need to do for your FIP will depends on the supervisor. Some will do less, some will do more. Okay. So at the end, what will be the quality? Some may be high, some may be low. Okay. So this is necessary. Okay. So this is necessary. Okay. Then QP. So QP is to select appropriate procedure and standard from the framework and adapt it to specific software project. Alright. So here we have real life project and non-real life project. Alright. So whether it's real life project or non-real life project, we adapt it from the framework. So for not real life project, so students need to fill in Form 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Chapter 1 to 4. Okay, combine 1 to 4, right? 5 and 6. But chapter 7 is not required. Okay, but chapter 7 is required for real life project. So there's some differences between real life project and non-real life project. So you adapt it to different situation. That is QP. Okay, it is not all project you have to do all this. Okay, so you can have some variation based on the framework. That is QP. Okay, so QP, select the appropriate procedure and standard from here. Okay, and use it accordingly. So QC is to ensure software students follow the quality procedure and standard. Okay. So for non-real life project, so QC will check. Okay. So the QC is to check the work of the student. Okay. So whether or not you have filled Form 1, 2, 3, 4. So check Form 1, 2, 3, 4 whether or not you have filled all the required information. If no, then you have to do correction. Okay. So check your portfolio 1. Check the portfolio 1 submitted. Do you have all the 4 chapters or 1 chapter is missing? Okay, and do you follow the cover page format? Okay, all these are QC work. Okay, all these are QC work. So cover page one of the important information is your name, your program, your academic year. Okay, your academic year. So students from all the academic years on the cover page should be written as okay. So for one particular group of students, if they are from 202223, so for that group of students, the cover page should be written 2223. Okay. If from the same group, one is there are a few from 2122, same group. Okay, but academic years written wrongly. Okay. So when we are carried out audit, this can cause confusion. Okay. So we do not want any confusion to arise when doing audit. Okay, that's the reason for QC. Yeah. Okay, any question about QA, QP, QC? Okay, if not, let me close this. Alright. So these are the 3 quality management activities. Okay, QA, QP, QC. So normally a big organization will have a quality department to handle these 3 main tasks. Alright. So normally big organization will have a quality department to handle these 3 tasks. If they cannot handle it, they may ask certain departments to do it. Okay, so software quality is important. Okay, so software quality is important. So what are the techniques to enhance or improve software quality? So there are 4 things that you can do. Inspection. Okay, so follow this method of development, clean room software development, software quality circle, lesson learned reports. Okay, so to enhance software quality or to improve software quality, you can do inspection. Okay, you can do inspection. So when a piece of work is completed, copies are distributed to co-workers who examine the work, noting defects or problems. Okay, so examples of work that can be examined, okay, are table design. So when you have designed table in the database, okay, print it out and pass it to someone else to help you to check for it. So what we can check is table design. So number of fields in the table, is it too little, too many? Okay, is there enough fields in the table? Okay, all this can be checked. Alright. So what to do if a table contains too many fields? For some tables, it can contain too many fields. It can be more than 100 fields. Okay. So I've seen in real life, okay, in real life system, some tables have more than 100 fields. Okay, when a table has more than 100 fields, there are lots of records in that table. What will happen? Performance degradation. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yes, correct. Okay, so when a program needs to open the file, it takes time. When you run the program and the program need to access to that table, it will take a long time. Alright, so when a table has too many fields, you may consider split the table into 2 tables. Okay, instead of one large table, you may consider split into 2 smaller tables. Okay, this is what you can do. Okay, so for inspection, you can check table design. Okay, look at number of fields in the table. So you can also check program codes. When the program is written, you can check the program codes. Okay, look at the length of variable names. Is this too short, too long? When you write programs, how long is your variable name? How many characters? The shortest one? Not more than 10. Okay, reasonable. So to ensure maintainability, make sure that the variable names you use in the program is meaningful. Okay, it's meaningful so that you can guess what is this variable used for. Alright. So short variable names like a 3 characters long, 4 characters long variable name is not easy to understand. Okay, so when you look at program codes, you can check the variable names. Okay, whether names is meaningful or not meaningful. If it is not meaningful, when someone else need to debug your program, it will be a nightmare for that person. So for programs, what else can you check? You can check variable names. Any other things you can check? Anybody? You have if statement. You have if statement, you can also check how deep is your if statement. Do you have if, then another if, then another if? Okay, so level of nested if. So what else can you check? Table design, program codes. You can also check requirement specification. Okay, you may produce a requirement specification, or customer gives you a specification, you look at them, okay, whether the specification is complete or not complete. Okay, you can also check the screen that you have designed. Okay, check the screen that you have designed. So if the screen is easy to understand or not easy to understand. Okay, so whatever you produce at any development page, okay, whatever you produce, okay, check. Okay, so check and find problems. Okay, if any problems, correct it. So that's inspection. Inspection is also known as Fager method. Okay, so inspection is pioneered by a person called Fager, and he's an IBM employee. Okay, so he developed this method, okay, to enhance software quality. So benefits of inspections. So very effective in removing superficial errors. Okay, so inspection is very effective in removing superficial errors, means surface problem. Okay, surface problem. Example, register, sign up for an account. So in the menu, you provide an option for user to register. So when user click register, the next screen shows sign up. It's not using the same term. You are not using consistent term. So when user click register, so the next screen should also display register. Okay, instead of sign up. So any inconsistency can be easily checked, okay, using inspection technique. Okay, so it can also enhance team spirit also. Okay, using inspection can also enhance team spirit. That means I check your work, you check my work. I help you, you help me. Okay, so principles of the Fager method. Okay, so inspection can be carried out on all major deliverables. Okay, so you can do inspection on all major deliverables. So what are the major deliverables? Requirement spec, design spec, program listing, test plan, okay, test data. Can be carried out by colleagues at all levels except the very top. Okay, so checking, you can ask your colleague to help you to check. Okay, you may also ask your supervisor to help you to check, but you don't ask the CEO to check for you. Okay, it's good to be led by a moderator. Okay, so all this checking, inspection is good to be led by a moderator who has been trained in the technique. So when you are using Fager method, it is good to have a moderator. Moderator is the third party, right? So let's say A is checking B's work. A is checking B's work. A says there's some problem. A is checking B's work and found some problem. B will say, no, these are not problem. Okay, sometimes this happens. A check B's work. A says these are the problem. B says no, this is not problem. Then they start argue. Right? Sometimes can help in argument. That's why we need a moderator. Okay, so if there's an argument, there's a conflict, okay, then the moderator can calm down the situation. Okay, calm down the situation. Okay, so it's good to have third party involved, okay, during inspection. Okay, so have a checklist in fault finding process. Before you do inspection, it is good that you have a checklist. Okay, you have a checklist to write down what are the things that you want to check. Okay, what are the problems that you want to find out. Okay, so technique number 2 is clean room software development. Okay, so there are 3 separate teams. Okay, specific for clean room software development. There are 3 separate teams. One is specification team. So the specification team obtain user requirements and a usage profile, estimating the volume of use for each feature. Okay, so clean room software development okay, require 3 teams. So specific team get user requirements from user and a usage profile estimating the volume of use. So volume of use, what does it mean? Okay, so volume of use. Okay, using hotel management system as an example. Check in, check out. Okay, check in, check out is used very frequently, correct? So check in, check out is used very frequently. So for these two functions, what's the volume of use? High or low? Okay, high. Okay, print weekly reports, volume of use is high or low? Okay, medium. Print monthly report, volume of use is high or low?
Low.
So this is lower. Okay. So specific team, okay, obtain user requirements and usage profile. Okay. Okay, so this will be used very frequently, not frequently, and this is lower. What's the usage of this? High, low, medium. If you know this will be used very frequently. How can it help you? How can this help you if you know the usage profile? How can it help you is this one is used very frequently. Alright, volume of use is high. Okay, so very likely you will be able to get rid of the bugs very early. Okay, very early. Because the codes are used very frequently, the codes are run frequently, so you should be able to detect any bugs, okay, quite fast. This one, alright, so this one is not used frequently. Okay, this is not used frequently. So luckily you are not able to find the bugs very so soon. It will take a longer time to find out the bugs. Okay, in this program. Okay, and some program may only be run once a year. Year-end closing. Very, very low. Usage profile is very, very low. You only run this program once a year. Okay. So how soon can you find the bugs in this program? Maybe 1 year later. Because you don't use it frequently. Okay. So the second team is development team. So development team develop the code in increment but does not do testing on the program code produced. Okay, and number 3 is certification team. So certification team carry out testing. So development team develop the codes. Okay, so testing is done by the certification team. So clean room development 3 teams, 1 obtain user requirements, 1 do the coding, and 1 team do the testing. Okay, so benefits and weaknesses of clean room development. Okay, so benefit is lower number of errors. Code are developed by development team, but testing are carried out by certification team. So the certification team are professional. Okay, they are professional in testing system for bugs. Okay. Alright. So software of higher quality, this is due to lower number of errors and lower cost. Okay, so lower number of errors means there will be less rework, and less rework is a cost saving. clear? Okay, so project on schedule. Okay, so project on schedule due to less rework. Okay, so project will be on schedule. This is due to less rework. Okay, if there are less rework, then less time are wasted. Okay, so clean room development uses incremental development model, so breaking the project down into smaller, more manageable tasks, hence okay, allow PM to produce better time estimates. So weaknesses, okay, work well with skilled and committed engineers only. So the development team should be committed and must be skillful in coding. Okay, so the certification team must be skillful in testing. Okay, so this approach is confined to few technologically advanced organizations only. Okay, maybe this can be adopted by big organization. Okay, so this can be most likely this big organization can adopt this. Okay, so they can have a different team. So a certification team focus on testing. So for smaller companies, software engineer will code and test. Okay, so the person who code and test will not likely to be able to find all the bugs. Okay, so it's good to have another team just to do testing, but it's expensive. Stop here for a while. Okay.
卫生标线卫生，卫生起来呀。
我以为后面要睡了，睡了。
还好，怎么你生病了？怎么你又生病了？怎么你没考试前生病了？我说。我不想去厕所。我第一次自己。厕所要死了，是吗？但是这太棒了，气泡，而且厕所不好去。他说哦，那算了，我收到了。我们是每个东西，是要说每个本身的东西，而不是说每个身边的事情。我觉得可以养的 天然水，是我们讲那个吧？
可是我不懂还要不要。可是还有
我们再去你家参观。
4月20多号。
还是你要买啊？我也是看到美哦。
就是还有吗？还有一只吗？你还有一个适合养泡，就是1毛1元。那这点还手指尖，而且毛100%颜色。明天没有吗？没空。
我就是今天想看。
这是你们的东西。
ice honey cream 还有matcha latte。我是来图书馆，觉得我不喜欢喝这样。
我家这样快发疯了，大家不知道我的名字。
就是有云南。
太阳可以跳舞。看到手机好像我看到长得非常的羊皮。
我也想去。
就是他开里面的。
从你们买给我啊，可是我买不
要帮你选一个呀。那你把那个背包。后面老师是选。就人家2个。
我上课，我们连续6个小时，学和休息2个小时了。
因为他拿到500分这么多年，应该有钱。你们2个人在公司。很对吗？很对吗？你在上吗？反正老师
可以今天交 chapter 5 midterm。
我去写了昨天那我以为你有看到哎。是吗？这个
我可不可以找一个？
你我们2个一起。 反正我们
我们是几点？
2点半。
那你马上来。刚好有时间。
其实20点。
我以为我们1点多才开。
1点半。如果回来的话。
没有，就是没有。忘记了，幸好还有5点。
因为很长，这个可以问我。
为什么星期五？为什么星期五要1小时？
因为星期五需要交那个那他就在跟那个，因为我们是接受跟
我以为他是这样，私下跟他讲，然后他自己再去为他还有口罩，全部人都错，
只有一个
2个。老师一定是只跟他们2个讲话。
是我带我的这个。
太早了。你不要放晚一点。
就算晚一点，是需要我来不及的。
2点半。
因为我要用写。那你要去school？可是有
document 去给老师。
是啊，是老师每次也有学习。
老师没有让我学，老师叫我学0点。
有啊，太好了。
然后他就在那边直接开，然后我不学。
我的名字在这里。
你有把东西给他们？
有。好像有些 I remember to share 的，哪个人的？
我是给他的，就不是他学的。我觉得我应该是这样说。
他们昨天讲的学校到达40度。可是你们不是开过去吗？
就是冷热这样子。
不晓得是不是第2档的那个热的东西。我现在基本上我们不回家就不回家，我可是都回学校。
没有。
你听到吗？我听不到，听到吗？这里听不到一点。
可以这样子听电话。
没有，他的喇叭在上面。以后好像是传不出来。
因为你有那类似听电话。
做的。
Okay, let's continue.
我们还剩4个小时。
Okay, so please stop talking. So there are 4 techniques to enhance or improve software quality. Okay, so I have mentioned to you inspection. Okay, so inspection, clean room software development, and the next 2 will be software quality circles and lesson learned report. Okay, so software quality circle. So if you look at this diagram here, you can see there is a group of people sitting in a circle. okay, to talk about quality problem. Okay, so quality circle is a group of 4 to 10 volunteers. So this one using volunteers. So it's a group of 4 to 10 volunteers working in the same area. Okay, so they meet for about an hour a week to identify, analyze, and solve their work-related problem. So a group of people will meet, okay, once a week for 1 hour to find problems and solve those problems. Okay, so since there's a group, so there must be a group leader. Okay, so also good to have an outsider, a facilitator who can advise on procedural matters. Okay, so together the group select a pressing problem that affect their work. Okay, so identify the cause of the problem and decide on the course of action to remove the problems. Alright. So this group of people, they are doing the same kind of work. Okay, meet once a week for 1 hour. Okay, to solve work-related problem. Okay, so a faulty process will repeatedly produce faulty products. So quality circle is to fix the process so that the same types of error will not occur again. Okay, so the reason for this quality circle is to look at the process. Okay, so input, process, output. Output is product or service. So software is a product. So this group of people look at the software-driven process and find what are the problems. Okay. So faulty process will produce faulty software. If the process is faulty, it will produce faulty software. So good process will produce good software. So faulty process produce faulty software. So if you do not fix the process, you will continue to produce faulty software. Okay, so therefore you have to examine the process. Okay, find out what's the problem, get rid of the problem. Okay, then there'll be no more problem in the software that you produce. That's the purpose of quality circle. Okay, so good process will continuously produce good software. If you have a faulty process, you produce faulty software. If the problem is not fixed, you use the same process to produce another software, the same problem will occur. Right? That's the principle of quality circle. So quality circle find out what's wrong in the process, get rid of the problem. Okay, then there'll be no more quality problem. Okay. So lesson learned reports. So lesson learned report is to produced by the project manager. So once a project completed, so do a reflection. Okay, so do a reflection. What you have done well, what you have not done well. So what you have not done well, okay, you don't repeat the same mistake in your next project. Okay. So you apply, okay, apply lesson learned in your future project. Okay, so avoid making the same mistake. Okay, so just a quick review. So these are techniques to enhance or improve software quality. Okay, so the cost of quality. Okay, so what are the costs of quality? Prevention cost, appraisal cost, failure cost. Okay, so prevention cost is the cost to plan, coordinate all QA and QC activities. Okay, so to develop complete requirements and design models to conduct training associated with these activities. Okay. To ensure quality, okay, so to ensure quality, there is a cost. Okay, so there's a cost. there are expenses that were incurred. Okay, so these are expenses prevention costs. So the cost to plan, coordinate all QA and QC activities, all this to plan, coordinate QA and QC activities, okay, involve spending of money, okay, involve spending of money, but this is prevention cost to prevent problems that will happen later. Okay, so to develop complete requirements and design model. Okay, so the goal of these activities, the goal of doing all these activities is to ensure that project is error-free or within an acceptable range. Okay, appraisal cost. So appraisal cost is a cost of conducting technical review. So technical review are all the inspection works that you would conduct, testing the products, collecting data and reporting inspection. Okay, so these are appraisal costs. Appraisal costs are basically costs involved in doing checking. So these activities are associated with checking processes and its output. Okay, so checking your processes, analysis, design, code, test, okay, and all the output produced by these processes, you are checking it, you are doing the checking. So these are appraisal costs. So the goal is also the same, that is to ensure project is error-free and within an acceptable range. Okay, so third one is failure cost. So failure cost can be divided into two types, internal failure cost and external failure cost. Okay, so internal failure cost, example, cost to correct program errors. Okay, so cost to correct program errors, cost to correct design errors due to misinterpreting of user requirements. So these are internal failure costs. Okay, so costs prior to shipping the products out. And these are examples of external failure costs. Okay, costs involved in resolving customer complaint, handling product return and replacement, providing helpline support, managing poor reputation and loss of business. Okay, so cost of quality can be divided into three: prevention costs, appraisal costs, failure costs. So which cost is most costly or expensive to a software company? So A, B, C, which are most expensive? Failure cost, huh? So how to avoid failure cost? You have to spend money to do this and do this. So your answer is you have to spend money to do this work and to do all this work to avoid failure cost. This is most expensive. Okay, process standard. Okay, so process standard and product standard. Process standard define the processes that should be followed during software development. Okay, product standard apply to the software product being developed. Okay, not easy to understand that. So process standard define the processes that should be followed during software development. Product standard apply to the software product being developed. Okay, example, process standard. So this is process standard. Okay, this is process standard, the process you use to develop the software: analysis, design, code, test, implement. Product standard. So product standard example are requirement spec, design spec, program listing, test report. So analysis will produce requirement spec. Requirement spec is a product. Design will produce design spec. The design spec is a product. Code will produce program listing. Program listing is a product. It's an output from coding. Okay? So test, when you test the product is test report. When you do testing, you need to write test report. Test report is a product from testing, from doing testing. Okay, so these are the product. Okay, product standard. Alright. So when you write test report, so what are the standards that you need to follow? What should contain in the test report? Tester name, the date you are doing testing, time, venue, the test data you use, and the test result. Okay, so this will be the product standard. So test report should contain tester name, date, time, venue, test data, test result. Okay, so standard, all test report must contain all this detail. Program listing, what are the standards that you may want to specify? So coding is part of the development process. So output listing is a product. So what are the standards that you want to apply for program listing? Author name. What else? Author name is the person who write the program. There are so many programmers writing so. Okay, when you go to the program folder, you can see there are many programs. Okay, so how do you know which program is written by who? Okay, you need to have a standard so that you can have this info. Author name. Date written. Date updated. What else you want to apply? Product standard. Product standard apply to the software product being developed. Product standard apply to software. For exam paper, we also have standard to follow. So the standard is each paper must have 4 questions. Each question 25 marks. So you can see 25 marks at the bottom of each question. So each subpart there's a mark. It's put at the right hand side in bracket. It's standard. This is exam paper standard. Font size Times New Roman 11 standard. You cannot use bigger than 11, cannot use smaller than 11. It's the product standard for exam paper is a product. It has a standard. Cover page says answer all questions. The course code title is there. Okay, so program listing, what other standard you want to specify? Author name, then return date updated. Oh, do you have comments? Do you write comments at the top of the program? What this program is doing? There's no summary. What's the purpose of this program? Okay, you have not command lines or not command lines. Command lines is when you're calculation, you may have write some comment. What is this calculation? What this formula? What you actually calculate using this formula? Is it you're calculating interest, calculating penalty? So my comment here is this is supposed to be put at the top. Okay? Put at the top. Okay, comment what this program is all about. Okay, so these are standard. So this is the process, the product, standard. So once you have this standard, all the test report will look the same. Okay, all the test report will look the same. It has the tester name at the top, date, time, venue at the top, the test data, test result. Any other things? Page number. Okay, page number. Report must have page number. Okay, as long as it is a report, it must have a page number. For some assignment I received, some report got a page number, some don't have page number. Okay, so problem with standard. Okay, so problem with standard. Okay, so not seen to be relevant and up to date by software engineer. Okay, involve too much bureaucratic form filing. Okay, so normally engineer doesn't like all these standards. Okay, a lot of forms to fill in. Okay, especially testing. Every program you test, there's a report. Okay, whenever you test a program, you have to write a report. Okay, software engineer doesn't like it. They feel that it is nothing to do with coding. Okay, but ISO 9000 certified companies require it. Okay, to show proof that you have done the testing. You have no report. You test a program and you do not write report. How are you going to prove? People ask you. can you prove that you have tested this report? But you have no, can you prove that you have tested this program? You have not written any report. How to prove it? You can't prove. So the purpose of the test report is to prove that you have done the testing. You have test program A, you have write the report. You have test program B, you have written the report. So the report is a proof that what you have done. Okay, but software engineer, okay, don't like it. If I'm a software engineer also, I don't like. Okay, but no choice. You have to. This is the proof that you have done the job. Okay, that's all that I want to cover for this chapter. I have one announcement for you. Next week midterm, bring pen, bring your pen, bring your own paper for writing answer, foolscap paper or A4 paper, bring A4 paper, calculator, stapler. Okay, please use your own stapler. Don't borrow. You borrow, I can see people walk around. Okay, then something else may happen. Okay, so this is chapter 1. So in chapter 1, also got in chapter 1 you also have a section that cover quality, a section that cover risk, correct? So in chapter 1 there's also a small part that talk about quality, a small part that talk about risk. You can skip those sections. You got it? Okay, I repeat one more time. In chapter 1 you can see there's also more part, some slide about quality, some slide about risk. You can skip those slides. Only you can skip this, this and this. Skip these two in chapter 1. Okay, so in total you only need to read 2 chapters. Okay, any question?
Chapter 1的这几个。
Follow the timetable. Okay, follow the timetable given to you. If no question, then let's go for lunch.
Sir, how about chapter 2?
Chapter 2. Chapter 2 read all. What guideline you want?
第一课有100多个，
然后第二课有8多个人，
应该讲
你们要做了，你们叫我去吧，我还有要跟你们走进去的。
对，因为我觉得我走路有点慢。
我也走吗？
我们要剩另外一个火箭头。
哇，谢谢你的。
我不知道，我们去看一下。
他今天才看到这样多人。
我没有特地去别人的电脑了，除了解他的 spec 之外，
除了他跳楼的时候，
跳楼锁住。
我记得那个座椅头上加那个 sticker，可是别的我没有特地看。你别的都一定加了，还是一叠都有？
那时候某包那个线段的，
因为那时候是我们死的。你过后你看你把他的 red 照片印下来，
对吗？
他再贴在上面。
要把那个印刷